All right, y'all. So today we're chatting CTAs or calls to action. I want to help you write better, stronger CTAs that help your products and services sell, but without feeling sleazy. Because what I found in working with hundreds of small business owners and entrepreneurs is so often selling makes them feel like icky and gooey and gross inside. But that's because a lot of times you've been doing it wrong or been doing it so scared that you're not getting the results, and you feel like all of the other sales options out there just feel gross, like used car salesman, sleazy, gross. Okay, not that all used car salesmen are bad, but you know the feeling I'm talking about. So today I'm going to break down what you need to know before you write your CTAs, and then give you a framework to write them. So this is definitely a take notes kind of a podcast. But if you take this framework, if you take this template and apply it to your CTAs, you're going to see more sales, and it's going to feel a lot easier and less sleazy to craft those CTAs. Are you ready? Let's go. Hey there, fellow entrepreneur. Welcome to Simple SEO and Marketing. Do you want to grow your business with sustainable traffic sources? Have you heard about the power of search engine optimization and you want to take advantage of it to get more traffic, more eyeballs on your business? But when it comes down to it, does SEO feel complicated and hard to implement? Are you tired of wondering what in the heck to do with your website to get more traffic and more leads knocking on your door? What if I could tell you that there was a simple, proven system for using SEO, blogging, and copywriting to get leads from your website, and not just any leads, high converting leads. Hey, I'm Faith Hannon, wife, mama, copywriter, SEO strategist, and barrel racer. And for the last 8 years, I've been figuring out what works and what doesn't work in the world of online marketing to get organic traffic. And now I'm here to share all the things I'm learning in the trenches of SEO, copywriting, and content marketing. How does 300%, 500%, or even 12,000% more traffic in a year sound? What could your business do with that kind of traffic increase? How many more people could you help? So listen in and prepare to take notes. I'm about to drop simple, actionable SEO marketing and copywriting tips, all with a heavy dose of Jesus-loving encouragement. Let's get you more traffic and more leads so you can help more people with your God-given gifts. So when it comes to crafting the CTA, the call to action for any type of content, I feel like it's one of those things that is very easy for us to overlook, push to the end, or just rattle something off. I am so guilty of that. But the fact of the matter is your content should be driving sales. It should be driving leads. And if it's not, then you need to take a step back and say, what's going on? Why am I not getting more leads, more subscribers, and more sales from every piece of content that goes out there? And when you take that objective look and you're like, okay, is it the traffic or is it the conversion? One of the aspects that you need to look at is your CTA, your call to action. Now, within my content creation process, inside of my template, I have a space for the CTA because as I'm planning out my content, I want to strategically craft the CTA, not just let whatever flow, whatever flies come out of my mouth and that be good enough. And I think that that's a very wise strategy. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Craig Groeschel, Pastor Craig Groeschel. He is the pastor of Life Church. He is a highly, highly gifted communicator. I listen to his messages occasionally. But one of the things that I've heard him say in teaching about how to communicate is you need to know when you're communicating, what do you want the people on the other end, what do you want them to know, think, and do? He might have said know, believe, and do, but you get the general idea. And so often, entrepreneurs, small business owners sit down to create content and they don't have the plan in place of what they want people to know, believe, and do. And so before you do any kind of content creation, please, for the love of all things, before you actually outline, write, publish content, you need to get super clear on what you want people to do as a result of consuming that content, okay? So first section of this podcast, I'm going to walk you through 6 things that you need to know before you write your CTA. And then the second part of this podcast, I'm going to walk you through a framework, a template, if you will, how to craft a strong and clear CTA that will lead to more conversion. Okay. So there's 6 things that you need to know before you create your CTA. Okay. Now, number 1, before you create the content, you need to know, where is this sending them? What do I want them to do? What action do I want them to take? You don't need to worry yet about how to talk about that action, but what action do you want them to take? I tend to have a free CTA and a paid CTA, and I think that's a great plan for almost every piece of content that I put out there. Some sort of lead magnet that a piece of content is leading to, and then, hey, you like this, you need more solutions, here's the paid path. I like to have a plan for both, okay? The second thing you need to know is, what is the result of your product, your program, your connected freebie, wherever you're sending them, what you want them to do, what's the result of taking action and following through with that product, okay? If they do your workout program, they're going to lose X amount of pounds or gain X amount of muscle. If you complete my as simple SEO framework, you're going to get a certain percentage more traffic, right? What's the result? And this is where you want to really get specific, okay? Number 3, what's the transformation? Sometimes there really is transformation. There's changes that happen as a result of buying something or using something or changing your mindset, that the transformation isn't necessarily quantifiable. It is a felt transformation more than a measured transformation. And that's okay to some extent, okay? I don't want you to base your entire messaging around that, but it's okay if there's a feeling different, feeling lighter, feeling less stressed, right? The more specific you can get on the transformation, the better. But you need to know, what is the transformation? Number 4, I want you to know, what's the time frame for the results, okay? In 20 minutes a day or less, you're going to have stronger legs. In an hour a week, you're going to write a blog. In X amount of weeks, you're going to have this many followers on Instagram. In this many months, you're going to be making XYZ dollars. Like, whatever your transformation is, know that and know the time frame for the results. And then number 5, this is something that a lot of people don't hear, but you're going to hear it, okay? Is I want you to know and have written down, what do people actually want as it relates to your product or service, not what do they really need. Please let me expound on that. So a lot of times people will be like, well, they want help with their managing their home, but really they need to manage their schedule and spend less money and declutter and not be trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? And your product, your course may very well address the heart issue. And I love that. But the heart issue, the core, the root issue that you are fixing and helping people with is not generally what they want. That's not generally what they're coming to you for, right? Like, they're coming to you for the planner because they think the planner is going to fix their time management problem. But really, you're helping them deal with the overscheduling, okay? So you need to, inside of your CTA process, you need to know and communicate around what they actually want, not what they really need. Not that you're not delivering both. You're not being dishonest. You're not being a liar, pants on fire. But if you're talking about what they really need and they're not aware of that need, or that need isn't really a pain, like that deep need, they don't realize that that's a pain point yet, then they're not going to take the action that you want and need them to take to be able to help them, okay? And the 6th thing that I want you to know before you craft your CTA is, what's the one, you need one core promise per piece of content. Now, I've talked about this in depth in this content conversion series in the last several podcasts. So you need to know your core promise for that piece of content, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to give you the actual framework, the template for building out your CTA. So it is 5 parts, okay? Part one is your contextual trigger or the pain point, because let's say there's a few different aspects to your business, a few different angles to market your one big product or your couple of related products, right? The trigger, the pain point that you're addressing in that piece of content needs to align with your CTA. So, for example, with my main product is my simple SEO framework and group coaching. One of the aspects that I like to address in that is the time aspect. Like, so many people think that they have to spend 5, 6, 7, 8 hours per blog post, or they spend 10 to 20 hours a week on social media marketing. And so if I'm writing something or talking about something, creating a blog or a podcast or a YouTube video around the time aspect that my course offers, where I teach you how to write a blog in 2 hours a week or less, then I want my CTA to align with the time contextual trigger, that time pain point of that piece of content. So in this part one, my contextual trigger, my pain point, is going to be about time. Like, tired of wasting so much time on social media and not seeing any results for it? Only spend 2 hours a week on your blog and see XYZ results, right? I'm getting ahead of myself. But part two, in your framework, you need to talk about the promise or result or transformation. Now, depending on your product, depending on, the deliverability of that, how it's used and how it's actually implemented into somebody's life, the promise, result, transformation, kind of interchangeable here, right? Let's say you sell grounding sheets and your promise is the best sleep of your life, or wake up feeling refreshed, or more REM sleep, like REM sleep. Is it REM or is it REM? Or, maybe you're helping people lose weight or build muscle. And so your result is, lose 10% of your body weight, or lose 5 pounds, or gain X amount of pounds in muscle, right? Your result is generally going to fit really well into being part two of your CTA. And part three is where we get into the differentiator or the specific mechanism. So like, this is where you say something like, unlike other face creams that you've tried, or unlike other workout programs that aren't built for moms, or unlike other SEO programs, this is made for regular people, written in regular people language, okay? You need to address at some point the fears, even if somebody's not aware of those fears, you need to address the fears that somebody has that this product, this service is exactly like everything else they've tried and failed with, okay? So this part three of your template is just a quick differentiator of, what makes yours different, okay? Part four is where you can reduce the risk and build trust. So this is where people plug in something like the money back guarantee if you do that, or lasts for a year, or we'll replace it for free, or you have 2 weeks to dive into the program. If it doesn't work for you, you get your money back. Like, this reduce risk, build trust section is very, very, very important from a copywriting and sales standpoint, okay? And then part five, sometimes people skip this, but this is where you just tell them what to do. Join here, click this button, do this, go to this link, call this number. You have to tell people clearly what to do. And within parts 4 and 5 is where you also communicate urgency. If there is legitimate urgency, right? Like, if this is just the price and it's always the price, then say that, right? If it's a special sale and they're going to run out of time, then that's okay to communicate that. We just want to be above board and honest. So I came up with a few random businesses, made up a couple of products just in my head, and I ran this framework on those to give you some examples for CTAs. So the first is a workout program for busy moms, okay? So here's an example CTA using this framework. If you feel like there's no way to squeeze in fitness between school runs and nap times, this is for you. With just 30 minutes a day, our Busy Mom Fitness program guarantees at least 5 pounds lost or 3 pounds of muscle gained. You don't need a gym and you don't need hours, just a plan that works. Click here to start today and see results in the next 30 days, okay? So you see how you could use this. The next one is an adaptive weather jacket company that I just made up. One jacket that adjusts to all the different conditions. Is that even possible? I don't know. I just invented it in my head. How it actually would work, Okay, so here's a good CTA. Tired of packing 3 different jackets for one day out? Meet the only jacket that adapts to sun, wind, and sudden rain all in one. It's sleek, lightweight, and built to move with you. Order yours today before the season stock runs out. Also, I feel like just the fact that I imagined this jacket being a possibility is like a telltale that I grew up in Colorado and you can experience all 4 seasons in one day. But I digress. And my third made up business here is a dentist with a non-toxic relaxing gas, anxiety-friendly dental care. So if the thought of the dentist makes your stomach drop, you're not alone. That's why we use a safe, non-toxic, relaxing gas to calm anxiety and make every appointment stress-free. You'll feel at ease without lingering grogginess or numbness. Schedule your appointment today. Relief is one click away. So see how each of these examples, they anchor in a specific pain point. They use a unique differentiator, right? Like, you're not just saying, I'm going to fix all your problems. You're specifically talking about the problem that this thing is going to fix. We also reduce risk with proof and benefit. And then we end with a direct command and urgency when applicable. So if you are somebody that's like, oh my gosh, Faith, I need help with my CTAs, then jump into the Simple SEO framework and group coaching, because in those 1-hour calls with the group, we can actually workshop through your CTAs. Because if you're not seeing the conversion that you need to be seeing, that you want to be seeing from your content, it really could be a CTA problem. Yes, I can help you get you more traffic with SEO. Yes, I can help you with your copy. But part of that messaging and conversion magic is your CTA. So jump into Simple SEO framework and let me help you inside of those group coaching calls, because sometimes you just need the outside perspective. We can get you the traffic with the framework, and then let's help with your messaging and copy and your CTAs inside of the group coaching. So go to faithhannon.com/framework and get your spot today so that we can start getting you not only the traffic that you need, but the conversion from that traffic as well. All right, talk to y'all next week. Bye. Thank you so much for listening in today. Hopefully this episode gave you some really tangible tips for better SEO and marketing to get more leads and more sales from your website. If it did, can I ask you a quick favor? Would you please share this episode with a friend, and then just take 10 seconds and go leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. That is the very best way to help more Jesus-loving entrepreneurs scale their businesses so that they can help more people with their gifts and make an even bigger impact for the kingdom of God. And guess what? We now have a Facebook community where we can learn, hang out, and laugh. Go join the Facebook group now. It's linked in the show notes. And all the other things, courses, coaching, and copywriting, can be found at my website, faithhannon.com. Until next time, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.